Welcome to Made in Alpharetta, the only podcast dedicated to showcasing what makes Alpharetta so awesome. Today's show is brought to you by the Alpharetta Convention and Visitors Bureau. I'm your host, Kathleen Sturgeon. Be sure to listen for the secret word to enter to win a family 4-pack for dinner or lunch at the Chick-Fil-A at Avalon. And without further ado, today I'm joined in studio by John and Cristina Crays, the franchise owner and marketing director of Chick-Fil-A at Avalon. So welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, happy to be here.
I'm excited to have you guys here. I feel like I go there at least once a week, maybe. Is that pretty normal? You hear that response?
Yeah, I mean, we're fine with 6 times a week. If you want to come more often, that's fine.
Every meal you eat, whatever. Breakfast,
absolutely.
lunch, dinner.
Yeah. We're open, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're right. So,
yeah. Get extra meals on Saturday for Sunday,
Exactly.
Exactly.
You do have customers that do that.
Absolutely.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yes.
People are insane about Chick-fil-A. They are very into it. It's
For
like
sure.
a huge following. I mean, as you guys know, don't have to tell you that.
We love our brand, so it's we feel very blessed and honored to be part of such a great company.
Yeah. So can you tell me about that? So when did you guys decide to open? It's a franchise, right?
Mm-hmm.
When did you decide to open your own store, your own location? How did that begin?
So if we go way back in time, back to the 80s when I was in high school, my aunt actually came home one day and had a Chick-fil-A application and handed it to me and said, "Hey, I think it's time for you to get a job." And I was 15 at the time, so it was probably time for me to get a job. And I went and applied at a local Chick-fil-A actually here in the Atlanta area, and they hired me. The operator of that restaurant hired me, and I worked there all through high school and the beginning of college. And then after college, my degree's in computer science. So I left, went into the IT field, and kind of just stayed in touch with a good friend of mine that when we worked there together during high school. And back in about 2001, I kind of started expressing some interest that I'd like to be potentially an owner-operator, and started the process. And 2 years later, finally got my first opportunity to own a location in Stone Mountain, Georgia. We were there for almost 2 years, and then I grand opened a location in downtown Decatur here in the Atlanta area as well. And we were there for 12 years.
Yes.
And then April of 17, so almost 2 years ago now, we got the amazing opportunity to open the Avalon location, which for us was a dream come true. We lived in the Alpharetta community the whole time we had our other restaurants before. And, this is where our kids go to school, and where we go to church, where our local Costco is, where everything's here, and so it's just really, really amazing for us and our family, and just even for our team to have a restaurant in the community where we like to say where we work and play and live. So, yeah.
Yeah. And how were you guys picked as, because I feel like Avalon was, huge when it was being built, and it was so, publicized, I guess. Mm-hmm. And so when they announced that Chick-fil-A was coming, that was also like, all right, this is going to be great. So how were you two picked for that location?
Yeah, Chick-fil-A has a selection process that they use for all external, people that are looking for locations, as well as people that are already operators that are maybe looking for a different location. And I just entered the application process, and I was the lucky one that they decided was the right person for the location. I think that, living in the community, and there were just a lot of pieces that fit. And at that point, I had also been an owner-operator for quite some time, and they knew, that I was interested in the Alpharetta area if an opportunity ever became available. So we were super excited to even see, that Avalon was going to get built. And when it did, we were really, really happy the day they said that it was going to be ours.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's like right place, right time, but also you kind of built yourself into the right place,
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was going to say, he's being modest. I mean, we spent 12 years in Decatur, and he built a very strong business there, very successful business there. We actually won our first round, and I know we're going to talk about it later, our first round of Symbol of Success in the Decatur location. We were fortunate to have growing sales and growing profits the whole time we were there. And so they do look at some performance stuff, and John had done very well, and so we were awarded the opportunity, and it was a dream come true.
That's awesome. So as franchise owners, what part do you play? Do you set the menu, or how are you involved?
So we don't set the menu. We don't set the menu. Our support center, our Chick-fil-A corporate office is very involved in that, and what new items we might come out with and what items are on the menu currently, which honestly is great. I actually absolutely love that, that they are really the ones kind of testing and deciding what things will be coming out in the future and what things will stay on our menu. Really, honestly, the operator role, and I think the unique thing about the Chick-fil-A operator role is my involvement in the business. So as the franchise owner of Chick-fil-A Avalon, I'm very, very involved. Cristina sitting here from a marketing perspective, we are both in the restaurant a lot. I have about 90 team members that work for me right now at that location, and I can tell you 100%, I know every single one of them. I know their names, a lot of them, I know their families. We just spend a lot of time together. I mean, I feel like we are a family, and I think that's the one thing that is really, really unique about Chick-fil-A and just how we do things is, I was selected originally for my first store because I wanted to be involved in the business. I wanted to daily be working in it and selecting great team members and developing my leadership and getting to know my customers and investing in our community and all the things that Chick-fil-A does so well across the country.
Yeah, definitely. And you guys seem to take that mindset and that attitude into the business too by kind of taking everything up to the next level. Like for Valentine's Day, heart-shaped biscuits, and you guys have a lot of themed event nights, and you highlight your local customers. Like there was on one of your pictures on the Facebook page, it was like little girls sitting there eating or something, and a bunch of people were tagged, and they were like, oh, look, it's your kids. That's so cool. Like that's just cool that it's very localized. It's not stock photos or anything. So why do you guys try to do that, try to incorporate the community so much?
Sure. I mean, Chick-fil-A has always been committed, to the local community, and each store kind of has its own, that's one of the roles of the operator, and he or she will hire a marketing person to handle that so that we can be involved in the community and put on amazing quality events that build emotional connections, that build family time. I mean, Chick-fil-A is all about families, and that's definitely in Alpharetta, especially one of our largest demographics. And so we definitely want to build just remarkable experiences. And so anytime someone is tagging or sharing, I mean, we've hit our goal. Our vision actually is to create remarkable experiences created by a remarkable team. And we kind of put in caps that remark part, because we want it to be so refreshing and amazing that people remark about it. And so that's kind of our goal, and that kind of fuels everything we do from social media, from the events. But community involvement is super important to us. I mean, we really have a focus on education and youth, so that hence our partnerships with local schools. We're partnered with Milton High School very heavily, and they just won the state championship, so a little plug for that. We're very involved with Lionheart School, but it's always been a goal of ours to make an impact in the community that we are in, especially when it comes to education and youth. And so everything we do is kind of run through that funnel.
Yeah, it's, obvious, I think, from an outsider's perspective. So way to go with that.
Thank you.
So I was telling you guys earlier that I kind of stalked or looked into your Facebook page. I went digging. And a few months ago, you posted a quote from the culture at Chick-fil-A and what Truett Cathy kind of had in mind. And he said, we should be about more than just selling chicken. We should be part of the customers' lives and the communities in which we serve. And I feel like you just touched on that, like why that's so important and how you guys do that. But do you have that mindset every day going into work and training your new team members to kind of think like that too?
Yeah, I would say 100%. That is pretty much every lens we run through any sort of, whether it's a sponsorship or marketing opportunity. It's always about, the customer and what works well with us and Chick-fil-A and what we're passionate about. We had a daddy-daughter date night event at our restaurant back just a few weeks ago now.
February, yeah.
And it was an unbelievable night, amazing event. I have 2 daughters, so it's really close to my heart, that event. And it's I think for me personally, when I go in, if I was to highlight something to anybody listening, I think I really go in and I'm very much focused on those 90 team members that work for me and I have chosen to employ them and give them, maybe they're 15 like I was, and it's their first opportunity. And, maybe they won't be an operator one day like me, but, I've had a lot of team members over the years that go on to be, police officers and doctors and lawyers and just amazing professions. And I think that for me is what matters to me at the end of the day is investing in their lives, and hopefully, they learn some skills while they're working for us that help them in whatever avenue they pursue down the road.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
My brother worked at Chick-fil-A in high school.
Awesome.
He worked at the one in the mall and then the freestand
Okay.
near the mall.
Okay.
And he still, he's in his 30s now, and he still credits Chick-fil-A for teaching him a lot of
That's
lessons
awesome.
and ingraining that
Yeah.
business mentality into him. So, yeah. It's working.
Yes,
it definitely
thank you.
works. So,
That's
Well,
great to
and
hear.
John
Yeah.
was saying that he really focuses on a daily basis on the team and taking care of our team and creating a great culture for our team that's contagious. And what happens when you do that is it trickles down. If your team members are happy and thriving, they are going to treat your guests fabulous. So, of course, we're trying to create a culture of hospitality. And it is a lot more than just serving chicken. We could still serve the exact same menu and recipe, but if we lost what makes Chick-fil-A unique, we would lose everything. And you know what I'm saying? Because it isn't as much about the food as it is about the experience when you come to Chick-fil-A. And we hear guests say that over and over. And so we spotlight that. We have something called the team app. And anytime a guest reports about one of our team that did a great thing, we do a team member shout out. And we actually screenshot it and we'll say, way to be remarkable, Christian. And so we really try to create that culture of hospitality by rewarding and modeling and making it clear what we want for our guests.
yeah, I think that comes through.
Good. It's working.
Yeah. You got one fan here.
Yeah.
I would also highlight the fact that when it comes to this youth and community involvement, we had a really cool opportunity this past fall over Labor Day weekend when a program called the Freedom Bowl came to Milton High School, and they brought in 12 of the top teams around the country to come in and be part of that, kind of their first kickoff football game of the season. A lot more about the development of those football players on a personal level than it was even about the football. A lot of military presence was involved in that. And one of the last teams that was invited to come, that actually was sponsored to come by Northside Hospital here in Alpharetta, was the Stoneman Douglas football team down in Florida, where they had the tragic shooting back in February of 18. And we got the amazing opportunity to, as that team entered Atlanta, the entire football team came to our restaurant. We fed them. We celebrated with them, and it was just an amazing night. Heinz Ward came and let them all try on his Super Bowl rings, and that's the kind of thing that we do so well. And I got to be a part of that, and that school was from Florida, but we still made it a priority in the Alpharetta community because that's what we're all about. And it was probably, I would say, a mountaintop moment for us, a highlight of my career for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. So you guys said that this is the newest location in Alpharetta?
Correct. So in the Alpharetta community, this is the newest freestanding location. Yes.
And if you haven't been by yet, which is hard to believe, but obviously we're in the thriving area of Avalon, and we have a very unique design, beautiful restaurant, very large, very spacious. Chick-fil-A built this location, to accommodate the kind of crowds that we get at Chick-fil-A's now. We have a double drive-through that stacks how many
33 cars so 33 cars can fit in the drive-through on our property. So it's a very, very big drive-through. Yes.
Large stack, very large dining room. And it's just beautiful. A lot of beautiful finishes. It's one of the newer, it's called the Heritage Design. So it's just beautiful. So again, just a little plug. If you haven't been in yet, we have people that walk in the door every single day and well, you can't see that, I guess. I just dropped my jaw.
They go, wow, really loud.
Wow,
Yes,
they're astounded at what they see because it is very unique and unlike, I would say, any other in the Atlanta area.
Correct, yes.
Yeah. And so how do you deal with the crowds? Because every time I drive by, it seems like it's always rush hour there, no matter what time of day. So how do you work around that?
Yeah, the Alpharetta community definitely loves Chick-Fil-A Avalon. So we are very thankful for that. And we do stay very busy, which is a great thing. Chick-fil-A, while, we're obviously have extremely craveable food that people love our food, people also love how fast we are. And our ability to, talking about the drive-through, to get cars through that drive-through is really nobody else does what we do. So to give you an example, we hit our personal record for our restaurant last Friday. And from the 12 o'clock hour to the 1 o'clock hour, right in the middle of lunch, 205 cars went through the drive-through in that 1 hour. Yeah. So we are that's why you see people outside with, tablets taking orders, and somebody's running food down to cars to try to get the cars to move when the window opens up, and anything we can do to just make that experience quick, because we know, in every community, people are in a hurry. They have places to go. The last thing they need to do is be stuck in our drive-through for a long time. And we love, our team thrives, and it's a big celebration at our restaurant when we break one of those records. So
do you set goals for that?
Absolutely.
To be more efficient?
Yeah, we are always setting goals. Honestly, our big goals are really around, especially when you talk about the drive-through, are around car count. Mm-hmm. So, how many cars? So, we're trying to be 205, which I have
the goal was
no
to
doubt.
beat 200. That was the goal. I think before that it was 191.
192 was the previous number. Yep.
But then the day they beat the goal was when they hit 205. So they crushed that goal.
And inside as well. We have, Chick-fil-A's have amazing dining experience where we deliver your tray to your table for you, and multiple people running around the dining room making sure your beverage is refreshed, and if you need anything else and all that. So we try to be, obviously our goal is to be super fast inside as well. I think the difference inside versus drive-through is that inside people go and sit down, and maybe they're talking with somebody, and it's a little bit more, it's different than, when you have the one lane coming through that drive-through where everybody's trying to get through the same spot. Mm-hmm. Speed is extremely important. But more importantly, honestly, than speed to us is great customer interaction. We don't want to be fast in spite of the amazing team members that we have out there and their smiling faces, and we want to be accurate with your order as well. Sometimes you don't want to get so fast that somebody doesn't get the right thing. So our goal is 100% order accuracy as well. So we're really trying to hit all those things at the same time. A great experience with our team, super fast, and that you got everything that you ordered as well when you pull away.
Yeah. This is kind of an embarrassing story, I guess. Not really, but my dad goes there like multiple times a week. He and my mom love the salad, so he's there constantly to pick them up. And he raves about how accurate you guys are with the orders and how quick it is. And the first time he went through, he was like, I couldn't believe it. It took me 30 seconds like the whole way. And he talked about it for like 2 days straight. So I know, obviously, I've said I'm a fan, but he is definitely a fan too.
I love to hear that.
That's amazing.
Make sure he says hello to us. What time does he typically come through?
Mid-morning to pick up
tell him to
salads.
say hello to us.
Tell him he'll have to come inside though, probably. He might not see us in the drive-through window when he's pulling through, but he can always find us inside.
Yeah,
We'd love to meet him
in the dining room, so we're out and visible, most every day.
We love meeting our customers and the people in our community, and it's amazing.
We'll buy his lunch the next time he comes by.
Absolutely.
We're going to have a lot of people. I'm Kathleen's dad.
Well, we are going to take a brief break to hear a word from our sponsor, and we will be right back. Planning a wedding, reunion, or corporate meeting in Alpharetta? The Alpharetta Convention and Visitor Bureau offers a variety of complimentary event planning resources to help you during your event or meeting planning process. Their expert team will help you find event venues and meeting space around the area, secure group hotel room nights at Alpharetta's 25 hotels, and provide you with free visitor information to share with your Alpharetta hotel guests. Visit awesomealpharetta.com to learn more. Welcome back to Made in Alpharetta. Today, I'm joined in studio by John and Cristina Crays, who are the franchise owner and the marketing director of Chick-Fil-A at Avalon. So welcome back, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I know we talked a lot about how you guys try to be efficient and try to have, happy smiling faces, helping customers, but that has obviously been noticed and recognized. So in December, y'all won the Symbol of Success. So what does that mean, and how do you get that?
Yeah, so Symbol of Success is for an operator, a franchisee owner of a restaurant, is the biggest award you can win at Chick-fil-A. So it's a really big deal. Our amazing support center and corporate office makes it a really big deal for us. It's like the big thing you can win. It's a sales increase year over year. So just trying to grow your sales in your business. Obviously, Alpharetta loves Chick-Fil-A Avalon. So we were able to win. And not only were we able to win in 18, but it's a really cool story because 18 was our first full year open. So it was really the first year we were eligible to even win, and we won right out of the box. So, which is really, really amazing. I mean, it's just, Chick-fil-A and just the Cathy family is just so generous with us and how they treat us and how they just celebrated with us. We just got back from California last week, and that's where we all got together for our big annual Chick-fil-A meeting. All the operators and their spouses from around the country, as well as our support center, got together and talked 2018 and business and what 2019 looks like, and just a lot of great stuff. But a big part of that was celebrating the people that were able to win Symbol of Success.
And Truett started the Symbol of Success program, very early on in Chick-fil-A's history. And basically at that point, when you won the Symbol of Success, you won a Ford. A Ford car or truck, I guess. But now actually you are able to buy any car, purchase any car. They give you a budgeted amount and you can purchase any car. It doesn't have to be a Ford anymore. So that's pretty exciting. So driving around Alpharetta, you'll see Chick-fil-A award winner car driving around, and you'll know what it means now.
Yeah.
And the exciting thing is we're on track after January, and most of February is almost finished to win again. Oh, wow. So, we continue to grow.
So we're trying. Yep.
We're trying to win again. My daughter's wanting a Jeep. So we're not sure about that, but she's probably wanting us to win more than anything.
Yes. Yeah. And the neat thing about our win as well last year, I think, is how, I talked about my team and how important my team is to me, and just how much I like to invest in their lives. And they were, just as excited, if not more excited than we were when we won. So, it was just really neat to celebrate with them. We actually were able to officially become a winner the day before we had our Christmas party for our restaurant.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we got to celebrate, and
you must have seen the picture on the social media.
Yes.
With the confetti cannon. We're still picking up confetti.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if the confetti cannon will come out again this year if we win. That was quite
maybe not on a rainy day. Of course, it was raining that day.
For some reason, we decided to do it outside, so it was all over the landscaping. So we might maybe move it inside this time. It'd be a little easier to clean up. Yeah,
that's true. More contained.
It was amazing. It was a lot of fun to just do that with them. I kind of coined the phrase early last year with our team that, hashtag dreamy teamy is kind of what we call them. So, that's our dreamy teamy. They're just amazing, and they do this. They're unbelievable with customers and amazing with each other. And I feel like they really are. They really are family. So it's a neat place to work. That's how, and I would say that's how I felt growing up working at Chick-fil-A. I started when I was 15. My best friend started there around the same time. All of my friends were from Chick-fil-A. We all worked together. We would go out to movies after we closed the restaurant at night on the weekends. We spent a lot of time together. And I think culture is so important for me today because of the culture I experienced growing up as a team member in a restaurant.
Yeah. And so kind of going off that, you guys like to team up with local schools and local organizations, and you were nominated as Fulton County Schools Blue Ribbon Partner of the Year. Is that right?
Yes.
Was that last year?
Yes.
Yeah.
For the last academic year. Yeah, sure. So we've always focused on education and youth. Our whole 15 years as operator couple. That's always been very important to us. Each store, they may do different things, but for us, that's always been our focus. And so we've always partnered with local schools. We partner with Alpharetta Elementary, Manning Oaks Elementary. Milton High School is our big platinum sponsorship of the football team, which John mentioned the Freedom Bowl is part of that. We're very proud of our partnership with Lionheart School, which is a local school here in Alpharetta. Carly is part of the Lionheart Works program. She graduated from Lionheart School and now is in the Works program. And so we were able to offer her a job. You can find Carly in the dining room on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Awesome. And so that's something that we're super proud of and able to do. Lionheart is a school that serves special needs youth in the Alpharetta area, for those that don't know about Lionheart. Partnerships with schools is kind of a no-brainer for us. It's what we've always done, and we want to be involved in that way. And then John told you about Stoneman Douglas, which was a huge, like he said, a mountaintop for us.
Yeah. And you guys have something to announce? A big surprise?
Oh, sure, yes. I'll let you.
Okay. All right. That's fine. I'll take that one. So we are probably just a few days before, I guess, what are we, about a week and a half, 2 weeks away from announcing to our team. We know already, but 7 members of our team do not know that they are going to be recipients of the Chick-Fil-A scholarship this year. So we are going to get to give away $17,500 in scholarships in a couple weeks. And we have a very special surprise with getting them in on a little bit of a fib to the restaurant on a Sunday. So we're working on that story, how we're going to get them in on a Sunday, since we are not open on Sundays. And we're inviting their families kind of behind the scenes to show up, to be there to surprise them. And so we're super excited.
Sure. And so Truett also founded this program a long time ago. And it's called the Remarkable Futures Program at Chick-fil-A. And it's a $2,500 scholarship renewable for 4 years, as long as you remain a Chick-fil-A team member. You can work in wherever your college is, or they can continue working for us during breaks.
And how are the students chosen? Do you know?
We work with a program called Scholarship America, and so that we nominate them. We write a letter of recommendation. They go through a application process that opens up for them. We communicate that to our team members, but they have to do it. Of course, what they're really looking for is demonstrated leadership, service. Of course, working at Chick-fil-A, and then I'm sure they're looking at the transcript as well. But that basically is it. I mean,
anybody, any high school, senior that's with us that's getting ready to go off to college or stay local for college, or has worked for us and is currently in college, has the option to apply. We let our entire team that fits that group know when the opportunity to apply arises, and then they apply. And like Cristina said, we get to go and do an awesome recommendation, which of course, if they work for us, they're going to get an awesome recommendation because they are awesome. And so, but
then we get to give them the scholarship, which is amazing.
Which is so neat.
What a blessing that Chick-fil-A gives us that opportunity. And I misspoke a little. It can be a high school senior, but you can also be a current college student as well. Okay. And there's no time requirement as long as you're on record as a team member. Even if you started a couple months before the application process began, you can apply and be considered. And we're very honored that everyone that applied out of our restaurant was awarded the scholarship this year.
Congratulations.
That is still currently working for us.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's great. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah. So with Avalon and the city growing and kind of expanding, how do you guys expect the future of Chick-fil-A Avalon to look? Or do you have any plans for the future?
I think, we will obviously continue to do what we do that makes us so great. I mean, we're going to continue to invest in our community. I think we'll continue to innovate and figure out how to do a lot more than 205 cars in the drive-thru in 1 hour. We'll continue to hire amazing, great people. I think it's just going to get better and better. I mean, we're just shy of the 2-year mark from opening. And I mean, every single month we've been open has been better than the month before. And the growth and just the development of the Alpharetta community around us has just been phenomenal. And the community has treated us so well. It's been, we lived here, so we knew the community was awesome already. But we really have been treated well, and we've just gotten to know so many great people. And we live in this community, and like I said, our girls go to school here, and our lives are here. And so,
not to reveal a secret or anything, but we're actually considering a move to downtown Alpharetta in the next few years. We love this area that much. We're already close to the restaurant, but we'd love to be even a little bit closer. And what's happening in downtown Alpharetta is super exciting and appealing to us. We're not going anywhere. We're planning to be here for the long haul.
No.
Well, before we go, the secret word to enter online is chicken.
Oh, big surprise.
Yeah, right. I try to be real creative with those. Thank you, John and Cristina, for joining me today. Where can people find out more about Chick-fil-A at Avalon?
I would suggest you follow us on social media. We are on Twitter at Chick-fil-A at Avalon, and then on Instagram and Facebook, Avalon Chick-fil-A. So just to be a little confusing there, but yeah, just find us on social media. We post everything about our events, what's going on, our team member spotlights, more information about the scholarships. Everything will be on our social media.
Yeah, and I think we mentioned earlier in the podcast that we are very involved in the business. I am not a hands-off owner. I have an amazing leadership team that assists me and does an amazing job helping me run my business, but we are very involved. You will find John and Cristina Crays and sitting in the dining room on the left-hand side near the front counter pretty much on a daily basis. So, if you just want to come by and talk to us, we're always there. We love hanging out in the dining room and getting to know our guests.
Awesome. Well, thank you again to the Alpharetta Convention and Visitors Bureau. Don't forget to check them out at awesomealpharetta.com. Be sure to find Made in Alpharetta anywhere you listen to podcasts, including on iTunes, and follow Made in Alpharetta on Twitter at Alpharetta Made. And you can keep up with me on Facebook by searching Kathleen Sturgeon or on Twitter at KS Sturgeon. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.